processing can be near the waste source, so you keep it next to the people, you keep it on the beach, wherever. And then the people that are processing the plastic get the products, or you can sell them. So you don't have to be shipping from China to here and all over the place. And once you get over the idea, okay, again, you got to reset your mind a little bit. So these people that we showed before are living in the dump. They may or may not have a house. They have a blue tarp. You know, we worked at an orphanage in the Cabarrus, in the slums for 2 weeks. You know, the adults, I had a plastic chair, and they had 12 kids sitting on the floor, which, you know, it's fine. I mean, they were street kids, so, you know, sitting on the floor and not being harassed, you know, they were in heaven. This was great. So we went out and bought stools. Well, do you think they care what that looks like? They would have been happy with a stool built out of that. The stool I bought was from China. The stool that would be made out of that would be made locally. The money goes to China. You know, it just goes on and on. That is the stool they needed, not the stupid one I bought from China. And then the value of the waste stays in the community. Again, for the 2 billion people, this is great. They got a job, they got products, they got a roof, they got everything they need from this event. And 100% of plastics are recycled. There's a whole other chunk of plastics you can put in concrete, and that's probably beside the point right now. So anyway. So this is an example of what we're doing. So this is we have a project called Pencils for Plastics. Again, this is all new. And it's really not centralized. This is all crowdsourced. And nobody owns this. This is going to be published on this website in February when we have the Earth is My Valentine event. And we're going to announce all this, and people can go and look at the plans and build a machine and wherever and start doing this. So this is, we call Pencils for Plastic. It's just a way to educate kids. We take $50, we give them to this community group. They buy pencils and pads because school is not free and pencils and pads are expensive. And Americans like to give this stuff to the kids. Anyway, they go out and collect all this waste. Then it can go back. And then these are the panels, which are essentially the same as that panel. They're just bigger. So these fine workers are making those. And then the equipment's tiny. This is a shredder. So you just, the films, you can just slice. You use scissors, or you don't have to do it. But if you get like flip-flops, they're terrible. They're all over the beach everywhere. You can just throw it in here. It spits out the little bits. And then you throw it in the panel. And they don't melt, but they get stuck in the glue. And they just disappear. And it becomes a better insulating house. And that's what it does. And then this is the press. That's it. You get products. I have a very cool video, which I love, but it's not running for some reason. It's just an animation. It's very simple, but I do like it.
Because there was a video that I found of yours.
Okay, so so this is Brian. So he's kind of running the project in Cabarrus. This is Margaret. She's a young, she's a biologist who I found on Upwork and who lives in Kenya, and she's super, super excited about this. She's running the organic side of it, so in 2 months I can come back and tell you how to recycle all organics and make lots of money doing it. But we're not really announcing that because it's kind of too much for the world to digest right now, so we're just focusing on this. You can build it, so this is a very common Kenyan house in the countryside. Mud walls, the mud and daub and wattle. And this is what everybody has. The big thing is it costs like $150 for the roof. So this machine we just talked about, if everybody collects all the plastic, you get 4 people working for 2 days, they can build that house out of plastic. You get rid of all that plastic, the roof is cheaper, so more people are going to have houses, you get rid of 1,000 pounds of plastic. And they're very, very excited about this because this solves a lot of problems in Kenya. So let's see. So we're desperately trying to raise $2,000. So I think it's going to happen is we just started this. We're just funding it locally just because we're also so rich here. So we raised $11,000. We're buying equipment, trying to get another $10,000. And then I'm going to Kenya, and I think once we announce it, there will be so much money that we don't even know what to do with it. But there's a lot of big problems. So, because a lot of people, like the Peace Corps, told me they don't know what to do. They're told to help the environment, and they literally, the entire Peace Corps organization doesn't know what to do. And that's a very common theme. So we're going out there with, here's the solution, do it. So I think I'll ramp up. But right now, I've got 8 groups that they're recycling, they're bringing in the plastic. They have no equipment. So anyway, if you'd like to contribute a couple bucks or know somebody that does, it would be much appreciated. Anyway, there's 4 permanent jobs that go along with that. Anyway, so there's a couple, the GoFundMes. Yeah, and the only thing that's holding us up right now is lack of equipment. And then, but it will come in 3 months, or we can do it. It's really all of our choice. And, okay, this is my final slide. So we're just ramping all this up. As I said, this has been hyperspeed. The website is 80-10% done. We just set up the Instagram and the Facebook. The YouTube, we haven't really published. We're going to publish this on there. Anyway, and then all of that. So that is my presentation. I went super duper well. Open that.